That is the question, because if you looked at Bayer Leverkusen last year, quite often they played a 3, a 4, if you want into the sort of the lineups and the tactics, they play a 3 or 4 and Writz and one other behind the striker. But it was interesting, when he was not available, Xabi Alonso completely changed the way they did it. They went 3-5-2, or they went 4 at the back and 5 in midfield. So he was a guy that basically they built the team all around. Now, if you looked at Liverpool last year and in previous years under Jurgen Klopp, there was not a big change in formation last year. It was 4 at the back, it was 3 in the middle of the park, and it was 3 up front. Now, if they go this way again, Florian Writz can play in that position, but I don't think that's where he's at his strongest, and that's where you're going to get the best use of him. The player that's probably going to miss out the most, and he did so last year, was Dominik Szoboszlai, because I think McAllister and Gravenberch are absolutely key. So he could, bearing in mind they don't have a natural striker, they could go with Writz in a midfield 3 with a licence to float, with, again, a false number 9 up front. Or you might just change the shape a little bit to get Florian Writz into this number 10 position,
right,
behind, a Luis Diaz or a Diego Jota or whoever. So you might see this from Liverpool, which is slightly getting away from what they have done. The concern I would have here, whether it's Diaz or Jota or whoever it is up front, would be that's a kind of false 9 position. They like to float around. They're not natural strikers, they like to float around. And if you've got Writz in there, that might just might cloud that area a little bit. We might even see Florian Writz plays that false 9 and Dominik Szoboszlai or Curtis Jones comes into the middle of the park and he plays Writz in the middle and he lets him drop off, and then they have the wide players making those runs. There are so many more alternatives now. When we talked about the midfield, Gravenberch, brilliant. McAllister, brilliant. Szoboszlai, very good, wasn't his best season. Curtis Jones came in, did a great job. Harvey Elliott can come in, do a job. Now you add Florian Writz to that, that's the ability, better I think than anybody, even Man City with their signings, better than anybody in the Premier League, to be able to rotate not only the shape of the side, but the personnel in the middle of the park. That's given Arne Slot a lot of firepower.